and great day, y'all. I am English Simone, and this week we are off the clock again. But as we're off the clock, I have decided to take to my hometown, Thomaston, Georgia, just to kind of get some insight from kids and youth growing up in smaller towns. Because guess what? It's a somewhat of a big difference, or so we think. So today, I have three gentlemen who are going to just give their perspectives, especially being young men growing up in relatively smaller towns, and some have experience with both small and larger cities. So what we're going to do first to get this thing flowing and going, I'm going to let them go around and introduce themselves, and then we're going to get into the conversation. So who wants to be the bold one to introduce themselves first and get it over with?
I'll go.
All right, go ahead.
My name is Jordan, and things I like to do in like my free time is like make money and then help others out. I don't know, any way that you can think about it to help other people, like get to where they gotta go.
Okay. And I guess, where do you live? Like city-wise or county-wise, whatever.
Duluth, and I live in Atlanta. It's kind of good down here. I met some good people. It's not that bad.
Okay. All right. Well, nice to meet you. Well, okay. Yeah. Jordan's definitely my son.
Yeah.
Let me put that out there. He's definitely my son. But as far as the other guys, so let's let which one of y'all want to go first, Caleb or Landon?
I'll go.
All right.
My name is Caleb, and what I do in my free time, I'll go to like gym or go to our rec center. Our center is called the Civic Center, and I'll just play basketball.
Okay. So you like playing ball?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I know you come from a line of athletic people. I know your people. All right. And last but definitely not least, well, wait. So your rec center, where are you located? County or city, Caleb?
Thomaston, County.
All right. Hometown, my hometown. All right, Landon, your turn.
I'm Landon McCoy. I'm a resident of Thomas, Georgia, and thing I like to do in my free time is play football and go to the gym.
Okay. So you athletic too. So you go to the gym, you work out, you conditioning for basketball and stuff?
Nah, I don't. I play football. I don't play basketball.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, okay. Football.
No, you're fine. But
Okay.
I just go to the gym, play football.
So what's that on? What's in your hand? Because I've been standing at the steering wheel. What you driving?
Oh, it's something for my game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man.
I like that. All right. And so you're in Thomaston too, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And so basically, everybody on this call, to some capacity, we connected to Thomaston. I grew up in Thomaston. My kids go to Thomaston regularly. That's my hometown. I claim it true and through. But I've also been away from Thomaston a pretty good time. And so, even though my kids come to Thomaston often, it's certain things that they see and experience that I probably didn't growing up in Thomaston. So that's the conversation we're going to have. So, Jordan, you mentioned right off that, you met some good people living where you live. So compared to your time going to Thomaston and your time in Duluth, what would you say have you seen any differences between the two places, like as far as the type of people you meet?
I have. It's like, I don't know how to explain, but it's like the people that from Thompson and Duluth, they see things differently. Like people look for different things in different people. So, and some people try to fit in. So like in Thompson, it don't really matter who you are. You can fit in automatically. So like it changed though, but like I know like years ago, it didn't matter who you were, you could fit in, like good or bad. You always be able to be able to fix things in your own way.
Yeah. Okay. And then so just fitting in, but people seeing things differently. So when you say seeing things differently, you mean give me an example of something that people might see differently in Duluth versus Thomaston.
Like your clothes, for example, that's what people recognize the most. Uh, like the things that you wear, they won't really care about in Thomaston because like everyone will usually wear the same thing. But like towards Atlanta and Duluth, it's like people wear designer. They have different types of shoes like Jordans, Balenciaga, or like anything that's like older now.
Yeah.
Um, for example, I know that for me, I know I just try to get like try to fit in with uh the designs of like brands and stuff, where I don't have to be like left out because where I realized that if you don't have the things that other people want, they're not gonna see you as who they are. And I know that it seems bad at first, but it actually gets better over time.
All right. So let me get you guys' feedback then. And, you know, again, pulling from any of your experiences, not even just Thomas and wherever you guys have been, give me some of your feedback in terms of the frame of thought, like how people think. Is it different in different places, or y'all could talk about that a little bit?
I think it's like different places, like the places that you go. Uh, like if you were to like hang out with your friends and y'all go to this one place and they can act differently towards like a whole group instead of you. Because like if people hang out with like different people, and it's not like you included, it can be a little different because they act different than they were towards you if you're by yourself.
All right. So what about you, Caleb or Landon? What are your thoughts on like basically how people think and view each other coming from different places?
Some people can see how other people are raised. Like people, not all people gonna be raised the same way because people parents are different.
Right.
Like they can see some folk might not have all the good clothes or shoes that other folks have, but they still dress accordingly and stuff. So like
Yeah.
basically,
No, that's a
basically
good call out.
everybody can have everything.
Yeah. I think that's important too, though, because you know when you're, it's not about the dress, right? Not, you know, what I'm saying you wear what you want to wear, you know, regardless of what the brand is, because that's how I am. Like you wear what you want to wear, but the thing is, how you feeling behind what you're wearing, and how are those people around you making you feel, whether you in designer or you're not. And that's a mindset thing. But when you're surrounded by people who are conditioned to think that, oh, brand names is the way to go, it can weigh on you a little bit. It can weigh on you a little bit. But like you said, it's you can see how it really depends on whether or not you're dressed and acting accordingly. You know what I mean? So, and even from your perspective, Landon, when it comes to how people look at each other or how people um, treat one another. What how do you feel about that? Is it different from different places or
I feel like when you're from like a smaller town like Thomaston, people have like a misconception that you've been like pretty much living under a rock, that you don't know too much of like what to wear, and
Mhm.
they will look at you differently.
I can attest to that. You're right. You're right. Because I hear that a lot, even still as an adult. And that's why, you know, I'm quick to tell people like I'm not from Atlanta. You know what I mean? I'm from Thomaston. Ain't no sense in me lying. And then when I say that, I hear stuff like, oh, they like they're surprised. I'm like, we still we're still civilized. You know, we got running water and we got technology. But like you say, they look at you differently. And it almost makes it harder to, I hate to say prove yourself, but for me, it feels harder to prove myself. So that means like I have to go above and beyond just to show that, hey, I can do certain things too. Have y'all ever had experience with that? Like it felt like you had to do more than the next person just to prove that you are even able to do basic stuff?
And,
That's a daily basis now.
Hmm. All right, so talk about it. I'm gonna let y'all have it. Talk about it.
it's like with sports, like say, cause in Thomaston, I'm gonna keep it above for football. Them coaches have favoritism. They have favoritism.
Mm-mm.
They until you show them differently, they gonna have favoritism. I'm gonna say that now, cause that's how it was when I came to middle school. Okay, it was y'all not gonna know, but it was me, Akeon Hall, and some other folk. We just came from playing rec at our civic center, and we won. So off the rip, they already really trying to push us to already starting on most of the things that we're doing at civic center. So the other folks on the team felt like we was getting favoritism mainly because we were doing so good in civic center, so they thought we was gonna do good in middle school, which we did, but they still showing favoritism.
So what does that look like then? So, and no, because I know, but for the people who don't know what favoritism in sports look like, because that's a real thing, and that really is all about. That's like the young version of it's not what you know, it's who you know. So, from your perspective in sports, what does favoritism look like? So you can put these coaches on because they might not even know that they showing favoritism or they just ain't gonna admit it. So tell them what it looks like to you to be showing for them to be showing favoritism.
Like basically, it could be anybody that's not ready for that position or can't play that position, but the coach think they're already good, knowing they haven't seen them, but they just know they're good at a whole another position that they think they're gonna be good at this one. When there could be somebody else is way better than them on the bench or something, and they could do it way better than them.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But the coach is still trying to put that other person on that position.
Gotcha. That's a real thing. So, what about you, Landon or Jordan? Like, have you? I know Jordan, you were saying that that's an everyday thing, having to do more just to prove yourself. So hold on to that thought because I want us to actually end on that fact because you said it's an everyday thing. But what about you, Landon? Have you ever found that you had to do a little bit more or a lot more just to prove that you are able to do the minimum?
Yes. So basically, when I stayed down here when I was younger, but when we moved to Riverdale, so when we moved and nobody knew me, I had to do way more just to impress people, just to be able to hang with people, like have friends, pretty much.
Yeah. And so if you're comfortable enough to speak on it, because now we might be starting to get into a conversation about peer pressure. Maybe not. I don't know. But so what are some of the things you had to do to show and prove yourself worthy of hanging with people? Like, especially between Riverdale and Thomaston, that's a big difference as well. So what are some of the things that they expected you to do or that you were asked to do or that you actually did to get friends, so to speak?
I pretty much just like act worse than I actually was. Like just act up and do things that I normally wouldn't do.
Okay. So would you say that that has now you said that you acted worse, meaning that at some point in time it hit you like, hey, this ain't even me. It ain't even worth it, right? So would you say that living between the two places has changed how you view things, how you view life in terms of behavior?
I would say so. You get like a whole different view of how when different places, like people from different places act and compared to other places.
Okay. That's cool. So like Jordan then. So going back, so basically Caleb talked about the idea of favoritism in sports, which translates to favoritism in the workplace when you get older. Or Landon talked about how sometimes we act differently just to fit in. So you mentioned having to prove yourself on a daily basis just to make people know or understand that you can do the bare minimum. What does that look like on an everyday basis? Like, what does that mean?
Like I know in my way, they're like when I wake up on a day thing. So like for example, you try to plan your day out when you wake up. As soon as you wake up, check the time on your phone or anything to see what you're gonna do and stuff. So like, um, if you were to like see different people, you're gonna want to act different because you don't know them people, and it's gonna be a little weird because like certain people are not gonna see you the same as certain other friend groups, and it is gonna be like a little weird because if you know that your friends see how you act differently when it comes to like you people you knew for years against people you knew just for a few days, is you're gonna have to like change your personality and everything. And that's for certain people that you want to be with or like how you like want to get with them in certain ways. So that's what I'm saying that.
So, like, in other words, people that you're used to, you don't have to switch it up. You can be your regular self, in other
Mhm.
words, and it wouldn't make sense to switch up on people you just met. Is that what you're saying? Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds like a comfort thing too. You know what I mean? Like you would want to think that when you're around people every day, they can see you for who you truly are. So, but like my head nod or explanation between the of the three of y'all, can you say that you're comfortable being your true, authentic self with the people you see on a regular basis, on everyday basis?
Amount.
Mhm. Okay. I do.
Okay, okay.
I don't think
But
it's that hard though.
you don't think it's that hard? Okay. So then, all right. So then, talking about being yourself, being your true self, and being authentic. Um, what are y'all told me some things that you like to do? Well, where are some places outside of? I think we had the rec center, the gym, and I don't know. I can't remember what you said, Jordan. What are some places that you like to hang out and do with your friends for fun?
Uh, I like to. I know I like to go to the pool sometimes. That's an option. I like to play sports like basketball, football, if I have a chance, and then play video games if that's what the only thing I have to do. And that's really it.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right.
So we pretty much I pretty much just go to the pool and then I'm pretty much at home and playing the game.
Okay.
I'm mostly outside at like the playground down the street from my house, or I'm on my game, or just probably sometimes I'll be like in Henry County with my cousin and playing
Okay.
on the game.
Of Henry County. Yeah. Good old Henry County. We
You
lived
probably
there
know
for
who
a
I'm talking about. You
huh?
probably know who I'm talking about. Surrender.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah. I went to school. Well, she was older, like a year or so older than me. Yeah. Look, small town. I know Henry County too. We lived there when Jordan was smaller. Matter of fact, like 1 or 2 years old. And what I think is funny though, out of everybody, the only well, no, I can't say that. I was gonna tell a lie. I was gonna tell a lie on y'all, but you gotta be outside to be in the pool. I was gonna say, ain't nobody meant you going outside. And when I was younger, that's all we had. We didn't like, and it's so crazy because playing video games, like you had to be in the same house with your people to play games with your folks. So I think it's real cool how now you can pull and make friends and play games with friends from all over the place from where you are. But when you do go outside, you really got to get out and you got to interact with people. You got to really mix and mingle, especially if it's a community pool. Does anybody have an actual pool in their yard at home?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so you got to actually go to like a community pool. Like I mean, I know down here in Thomaston they got the civic center. Then we got the pool in our little neighborhood. So when you go in places like that, um, like is that an opportunity to meet new people and to learn new things about your area, or is it just you just going to do something?
Well,
Uh,
if we go to our city pool, it really gonna be people we already seen before. Like we already know, grew up with, or already don't talk to before.
Okay. What you finna say, Landon?
I was gonna say right same thing. When we're going to the pool most time with our friends or we meet up.
Gotcha. Gotcha. And what about you, Jordan? I know our situation a little different, but I want to hear from your perspective. So when you go to the pool, is it just something to do, or can you use that time to get to know new people or meet new people?
The only time that I would like go to the pool just to hang out with friends that I mostly know. But if I were to try to meet new people, it would be have to be like over the internet, like impersonal, like that if I actually know them, like through school. 'Cause I won't be able to do like if I go to the pool, I won't be able to just say, hey, can we talk or something like that. That's just not my thing.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So so Jordan mentioned that's not his thing. So just walking up and starting those conversations. What about y'all? Are y'all comfortable walking up and talking to people? No?
Not really. Nah, I
Not
can't.
really. It's occasional. Like
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's funny. It's funny because y'all mamas are talkers. They're
what?
approachable.
Oh man.
Don't be nodding your head, Jordan. I said they mamas are talkers. I ain't say I was. Look,
But it's bad. Like,
I
dude.
remember when y'all was over our house. Y'all was talking
don't
for a good 2 hours.
Yeah, about yeah.
you mind your business, sir. Mind your business.
Nah, like
Oh man. Yeah, man, that's the funny part though. I mean, and I think that's why I'm really grateful for you guys to come on because and even with my kid hopping on last minute because I know it's different. You know what I'm saying? First of all, you talking to an older lady, and second of all, like meeting new people and talking certain things out, it might feel different. But coming from because I know who y'all people are. I know y'all got some ideas worth sharing. And that's one of the reasons why I'm glad I was able to get y'all on because I want y'all to be heard and get in the practice of being heard and being comfortable with what your thoughts are, outside of what you hear and see on social media and beyond. So let me go back to this then, because again, all of your mothers and some of your fathers went to school together. And we too came up in a situation where everybody knew everybody. I just shot an episode with kids from Atlanta where it's different for them. And I was telling them how when I was smaller, if you got in trouble here, by the time you got home good, your people knew about it. Your people knew about it because, I love being a part of a small town because it felt for me like a big community. Everybody was close, even if they were close only enough to be nosy. That nosiness can sometimes come in handy because keep in mind back then we didn't have cell phones, so you needed news to travel fast to make sure you can get that type of support or whatever you needed. So based on how y'all are growing up now and based on not really too comfortable meeting new people or not having to meet new people, how close knit or how connected would you say your community actually is? Like based on where you live individually or who you see on an everyday basis, how close would you say they are on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being not close at all and 10 being really close, like everybody's family?
Like at where I live at, so where I live at. So like this whole block, I know everybody on this whole block. I know my cousin stay down here, my mama friends over here this way. I know everybody around the block downtown. Like
Yeah.
everybody know everybody downtown.
Okay. Yeah. So you say yeah. So pretty much, y'all pretty much like you in the downtown. I always been like that. I mean, of course, I didn't grow up down there. I grew up in the park. But like you said, like you walk a couple streets over, everybody know everybody. Even if you don't, it seems like everybody always speaking At least that's how it was when I used to come over there. My homegirl used to stay over there, and a couple of my classmates. So you say y'all close, y'all know everybody. Are you comfortable enough to like, let's say something happened and your mom's wasn't there? Do you have at least 5 other people over there that you can trust to at least get you on the right track?
You know Valandra?
Uh-huh.
I can either go over there, go to I can't think of your name right now, but I can go down the street from my house over there. Then
Okay.
just let's go for Lena right there. I can go over there. My neighbor. So,
Good, good. That's a plus. What about you, Landon? A scale of 1 to 10.
Pretty much like an 8.5 with Joe Thompson. Everybody know everybody.
Mm-hmm. So you got some people that if your mom's or if she went right there to throw on her cape and save you, you could think of at least 5 other people that should get you to where you need to go.
Well, where I'm at currently, because we recently moved like a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
I got like 3 people, but
Okay.
like when I'm at my grandma's house, I can just I got a lot of people I can go to if something happens.
Okay. That's good. That's good. All right, Jordan. What about you?
I'm on Thompson now at the moment, but I know that I have a lot of people. I mean, I know a lot of people just being in different places because I know my family's they're very well known. So and most of the people know me. So there's like people in the front and President Jacob. I think he still knows me. We have neighbors everywhere that know us, and I think it'll be fine. Like it shouldn't be. We shouldn't have no problems with not staying safe or anything. Like I know I'm confident that we all be good because
Yeah.
everyone's like at least 10, 15, or maybe 5 minutes close. So it's
Yeah.
not that hard.
So pretty much like pretty close. I know Landon said like an 8.5. Caleb was giving off a 8.5 to 10 vibes. And I know
I say
Jordan
like a
for
nine or
you
like a
said
nine.
9.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's one of the catch-22s for me as a parent because of how I grew up in Thomaston versus where my kids grow up, which is why I do try to get them to come home or come to Thomaston a lot because like me growing up in the park and my families being who they were, we were related to a lot of people. We couldn't walk 2 houses without coming across a relative or coming across somebody that gonna make sure we straight. And that's for me, the definition of community is people you can lean on if things get tough or if man, like my mom's ain't feeling good, granny ain't right, I gotta go get help. Having somebody, even if they don't know your name, they know your face, they know your folks, and they say, okay, I got you. Let's make this happen. And then the safety aspect of it. I think safety is very important because things are really, it's wild out here. And I can't even see, once upon a time, you would say that's exclusive in the city, but now things are trickling in y'all's back doors and our back doors. Whether you in the country, the city, or underground, things are coming to your back doors. So it's important that you have that type of community. And that's one of the reasons why I want you guys, if you don't already for sure, you should always have at least 3 people that you can call on or run to or depend on if your immediate caregiver, parent, whoever can get to you. Especially if y'all got cell phones and internet access. You have no excuse to not have at least 3 other people on speed dial outside of your parents that can help you when you need it. So if you don't got that, that's my challenge for y'all today. Make sure you get those backup emergency contacts in your phone so that if anything pops off, you got somebody that you can run to, call, or whatever. That's very important. Y'all got all the tools at y'all disposal. So I want y'all to make sure y'all prepare for certain things no matter where you are. And
Okay.
like even and all jokes aside, like y'all don't know me personally, but if y'all are ever up this road, And I know y'all mamas would have called me and say y'all need something. I'm gonna step up and step in because I know them. And I'm not gonna let nothing happen to my people, especially their kids. And that's the importance of building and expanding your community is knowing where you can go and you can be straight. And all my rules are when you come to my house, don't burn nothing, don't bleed nothing, and don't burn my house down. We can fix anything else, but if you go doing all that, then we got problems. So, what are some of the things that you're learning? Well, like, what's your favorite thing to learn in school, and what's something you wish you could learn about in school, or you think they need to talk about in school? And I'm an educator, so I got to throw that question in there just to kind of get my wheels turning.
In school, I say like my favorite thing to learn is probably science.
Science?
Because
Okay.
it's just basically like like fossils, wind production, like stuff like that, like bioenergy. It just get me interested.
Okay. Oh, okay.
And
I'm keep it.
things I wish they talk about is like financial stuff. They don't.
Mm.
I don't know why they don't talk about financial things, how to dress accordingly to like business, casual clothes, like stuff like that. They don't talk about stuff like that. And I don't know why.
Have you ever asked any of your teachers why they don't?
I asked
Yeah.
my homeroom teacher, and she honestly said she don't know why neither. She want them to do it, but she don't know why herself. She been I don't know. Landon, don't you know me, Vincent, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was the one who had said she be joking around sometimes, but she mainly be talking about she got the most common sense out of probably any other teacher in Thomaston. That most people on my team really want her to be the what's it called? What it called?
Like a lead teacher or something?
Principal.
Principal? Oh man.
They like her more than we like our principal because she has more common sense than their own principal. I don't know how that worked, but she do.
Because you can't pull common sense out of textbook. You know, that's just what it is. And being able to connect with your students is a big thing too. So I don't know everybody by name. But I do know that connecting to kids and being able to have the conversation that you had with her, that is important. That's very important. But it's a big responsibility, man. So like how overall, if you could rank your classmates' behavior, like 1 being awful and 5 being great, how well do y'all behave or act?
Well, my classes, I'd say a 4.
Yeah. Okay, 4.
I'd say for like my cousin, his classes. We on the same. We like. I don't know if y'all had teams when y'all was in middle. Yeah, we have teams. So we was on the same team, but we had different time periods for classes.
Yeah.
They class from across the hall. They classes just bad.
That might be the class Landon in because he over there shaking his head like you.
I'm not his grade. I'm not his grade.
He above me. He 1 grade.
Okay. So, so what about what you in high school?
Yeah,
You know? Oh my gosh. Okay. So man,
I'll be a freshman this year.
Okay. So what about your grade then? How y'all at?
See, my class is perfectly fine. I took advanced everything, so I had better classes. I be having the better classes.
Okay.
But like, I don't know about the other class. Can't say that.
All right. So Jordan, your group, scale of 1 to 5, with 1 being awful and 5 being angels. How would you describe your classmates?
2.
A 2? Okay. I will take it. But I mean, I don't know. It's different because I'm in an alternative school, so I might have some 1s. I might have some 2s. I might have some -5s some days. So going to that, then I lost. I forgot what we asked. I asked it first. We talked about subjects we like and subjects that we want to see. Um. So, do you? What about y'all? And I'm gonna bring this back together in a second. So, Landon, what is a subject that you're learning, and a subject that or your favorite subject to learn, and a subject that you want to see at school?
Well, probably advanced biology.
Okay.
And then a subject that I would like to learn, probably more Black history.
Okay. All right. Have you ever asked why they don't have more Black history, or what more can they do to bring Black history into the schools?
Yeah. Actually, I did. I got in trouble for talking about it one time, but they took it out of standard because some parents don't want their kids learning about that. Mm-hmm. So it's getting slowly less and less like implemented into and integrated into our school system.
Mm-mm. So tell me then, why is knowing and learning about Black history important to you?
Just like to stay grounded and know where I came from.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I like how Caleb had mentioned when talking about finances, you talked about even how, I think you mentioned rather how to dress appropriately or something like that, business like or something, right?
Business attire and
Business
casual attire.
difference between. Yeah. So why is that important to you? I didn't ask you that.
It's important because some people, they might not know, and they might wear like casual clothes, jogging pants, and stuff like that to like an interview.
Mm-hmm.
Then some, well, you can technically wear business clothes to school, but it's not preferred to.
Right. Time and place for everything. And like you mentioned, dressing appropriately. I think we've said that a few times today about being appropriate, dressing appropriately. So what about you, Jordan? Your favorite subject and something you would like to see in your schools?
Favorite subject is math and science.
Okay.
Something I wish they would talk about. It might be included in science, but I don't want to like learn more about like more space things, space technology wise, like because like I know with space technology you can make a lot of money just by with space stuff included with it.
Oh, that's interesting. Space technology. I want to say that's aeronautics. I could be wrong. Excuse me, but I want to say another term for that is aeronautics or something like that. But
I think it is.
Yeah. So you mentioned the money behind it, the ability to make money, and technology is an ever growing thing. So when you start talking about technology, 9 times out of 10, you are talking good money. You are talking about a devoted subject to where you have to learn and be open to different ideas. And like you mentioned, math and science, it definitely goes hand in hand with that. So with those things that you want to see and with those subjects that you wish were taught, if it were proposed in your area to have like a special little group, I don't want to call it a club, you can call it a club, but if they had like groups, conversations, networks like that for kids where you could focus on business sense and finances, you can learn more about Black history and actually do things actively to impact your own history, or you can be a part of a space technology group where you're actually mixing and mingling with these specialists. Would y'all engage with that and try to get some of your peers involved as well? 2-part question. Would you engage and would you try to get other people involved?
I might engage, but to help people get into it, yeah. If they feel like they really want to do it.
Okay.
If they don't, they ain't gonna force them because like that's not my thing.
Right. And you said 1 second. Let me go back to him real quick. So you said you might engage. What would be the reason you wouldn't engage in a group like that?
Because like I like doing my own thing. I like making my own stuff. Because I don't want to keep following everyone because that's just not my thing. And who really want to follow someone? Like you can, cause like if for like sports and wise, like you can make your own moves that no one knows about, and that can like end up being something special to the whole world. Like who knows how much years, like a few months or a few days.
Yeah, yeah. That's fair. Wanting to make your own, you do your own thing. So maybe if you could do something independent in the background, you would be more likely to engage in it versus being in a group that does it. Okay.
Mm.
Hey, what you finna say, Caleb?
Probably about the same thing that he said. I just like being in my own space, just doing things by myself. Not doing like say in school. If it's not preferred to get in a group, I most likely won't get in a group unless somebody add me. I'll just probably do my work by myself.
Okay, that's fair. And Landon?
Yeah, I'm pretty the same as them. I prefer to be alone and just like work by myself. I can go at my own pace. Do that.
Yeah,
I don't have to wait on nobody else to finish what they gotta do and things of that nature.
that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay. Just, picking brains a little bit. One of the things I personally like to do, and one of the purposes behind this platform, aka my podcast, is when I'm having these conversations, I'm not just asking it to be nosy. Not for real. My goal is to like, and y'all are relatively young, so you got some years to go, but making sure getting y'all connected with people who can either establish your interest or confirm your interest in these things, or can help you build on your interests, or maybe even just put you on to something else that you might never knew you liked. So if I know somebody, and I do, who works in finances, or if I know phenomenal speakers with Black history pumping through their veins, and authors and speakers and educators and people actually making history, letting like, hey, Landon wants to have a conversation, or Landon is more interested in learning certain things. Can I connect him with you? And you just follow up on your own time. Or in Jordan's case, like, hey, I know somebody who's connected with NASA. Let me put you on to my kid, and y'all just keep those connections along the way. Because again, this is the time, especially as young men, educated Black men like yourselves, I want y'all to get in the habit of networking. This right here is networking. I'm gearing you up and teaching you skills to network. And like you said, Caleb, knowing how to dress appropriately, how to present yourself as you need to. And like you mentioned, Landon, about knowing where you're coming from so that you can get to where you need to go. And then with you, Jordan, being comfortable enough to move on your own and not always having to follow the crowd. But all of that works only if you're able to show that when you're with certain people, being comfortable and confident enough to speak to the things that you like and to question those things you don't understand. And that's why I said here, I'm not here to get you in trouble. Nothing you can say here is wrong. I don't want anybody to tell you that. Your opinions are valid. It's about how you deliver it. And so I want y'all to grow confident and comfortable in that so that y'all can speak to these things that you enjoy. And hopefully you'll learn a thing or two along the way. Um, and then with that too, because we're coming to an end slowly but surely. We're talking about smaller towns versus big towns, experiences, what you've seen, what you wish you could see. We're talking about community. We're talking about people we know. And we've talked about things that keep us interested. I got two more questions for you. And this next one's kind of random. And it kind of ties in. I want you to think in terms of everything we've talked about, meaning like the things you like to do, the things you want to see in school, what you do for fun, who your friends are. Have you ever felt like there isn't enough to do in your town that would make you want to move somewhere else?
Oh, yeah. I mean, we have grown more and more over the years, but we have like less fun entertainment things to do than bigger cities, unless job opportunities in other cities.
Let's try. So it's not enough to keep the youth engaged, but they bring in more jobs. They're bringing more things. You said, but there's not enough to keep y'all entertained. It's not much to keep y'all entertained, and there aren't as many opportunities as in a larger area. That what you said? Okay. Okay. And Landon, not Landon. I'm sorry, Caleb.
I'm gonna piggyback off of what he said. It's not that much thing for like younger people to do stuff. They been said they was gonna have a skate park in Thompson.
Mm-hmm.
Never happened. Still never been built. And like where I live at downtown, the playground with the basketball goals, they said they was gonna put those to like breakaway rims and stuff. They still haven't did that. And I say 5 since COVID. They haven't built it, and they said it since COVID.
No. That's that park you be shooting at when you come down here, Jordan. Where he stay? He stay down the road from that park.
Yeah, I know he's
Basketball.
talking about that. Yeah, that was I remember that.
Yeah. Yeah. So it sounds like people are speaking on things, but there's no follow through. Is that that's what I'm hearing?
Yeah, man.
All right. What about you, Jordan?
I agree with them. I have nothing to say. I agree with what they're saying though. Most
And
definitely.
so you're saying that there's not as much to do?
If you were to if you don't have anything to do, and you know that you did a lot of things, you just cause it's sometimes where it's like where you want to do something, but you just don't want to do it because like who's really gonna want to do it with you?
Yeah.
It really
Like,
wouldn't matter.
like if we wanted to go somewhere, we have to drive an hour and a half, 2 hours just to do something fun.
Yeah. Yeah. That is true. Look, I can attest to that too. And when I was coming up, of me and my closest friend, I was the only one with a car for a long time. And I can really get out and about like they wanted me to, but the times I did, boy, we had to ride. We had to drive.
I'll
So I
say the closest thing of probably actual fun that we have is probably perks. And that's a good 30-ish minutes. 30.
Like
Yeah,
12. It's like 12.
not really. It depends on where you live at, man.
that's true. So y'all go to Perks Pool?
Sometimes.
Really? Huh. Well,
They got new owners.
okay. Oh my God, times have really changed. I've never in my life been to Perks Pool. Ever. I I won't I won't get political, but I didn't know I was welcome to Perks Pool. I'll leave it at that. Okay.
That's why I ain't
Cool.
go the whole time. It was like not this color on. So I ain't know how they felt about us coming, like our colored people coming. That's why
Yeah,
I stayed in the city pool most of the time.
exactly. That's why we went to the city pool. Okay. Learn something new. See? That's the goal. If I don't learn nothing else today, I learned that. All right. All right. So we are on the downward half, not downward half. We're in the last 5 minutes, 7 minutes of the show. Again, I appreciate y'all so much. Um,
Okay.
where you are and in this stage in life, in this chapter, in this age, um, I want y'all to feel equipped to be the best versions of yourself possible. I want y'all to dream big and whatever your dreams are, whatever you imagine, I want you to be equipped to follow through. Don't be like the people in the city with all these talks of making things happen and not making it happen. So as we wrap up, what is go on, girl?
Very good. She heard.
I want y'all to think as we make our exit. of the one thing that you want to accomplish when you grow up, and how can your community of adults help you get there? So for instance, if you want to be an astronaut or a fighter pilot, what can your community do to help you get to that point? So I want y'all to speak. When y'all answer this question, you're talking to adults like myself. You're talking to your parents. You're talking to your educators, principals, lawyers, preachers, teachers, all the people in your community who are obligated to help y'all get to the next stage in life. I want y'all to tell them, what do you want to do with your life and what we need to do better to help you get there?
For me, I'll say like I run track and play basketball. For other folks, just like get my name out there more. I'm already on the middle school basketball team, but like it don't hurt to get my name pushed out to like say Atlanta, Athens, something where a coach that might look at me when I get to college or get out of high school to give me an offer or anything. Just help get my name pushed out.
I like that. Okay. All right, Lynn, what about you?
See, I play sports and stuff. I would say just like get us better equipment to do what we got to do.
Like for practice or just in general?
Like practice, just in general.
And that's through the school, right?
Mm-hmm. In school, in sports, throughout town, just get us better things.
Okay. Gotcha.
Not only that, if like not to be rude to the school or something, but they said Trayvon gave them some money for us, like for the school to use. They ain't never used it. I don't know if it's true or not, but they ain't never used it on no equipment or nothing. I ain't gonna say if they did, they didn't. I don't know. But for what I seen for basketball, track, and football, they ain't never give us nothing. No new equipment. We probably still had the same equipment y'all had when y'all was in middle school, if I'm being honest.
Oh gosh. I hope not. Jesus.
I know we still got the same locker rooms though. They haven't changed over not one bit.
Wow. You know how long ago that was? That is insane. So we need to see that it goes back to we need some follow through, and we as adults, and I myself speaking guiltily to myself, need to do more to give back to my hometown, and hopefully this is the start of that. You know what I mean? Put in boots to ground, but I know for me, I don't want to jump in trying to do stuff if I don't really know what y'all need, because my interest is you guys, your generation, youth, and coming up. So cool. We need more follow through, and we need to see some promise. What about you, Jordan? So you want to be something. What can we as adults, as your community, do to help you become that?
Interviews, contracts, interviews, like putting them on the spot for they can be recognized. Uh, Anything they can think of, but mostly those three.
And this is for what? What are we trying to do interviews and contracts for?
Like sports, jobs, uh, making like the world something much more better or more unrecognizable better, like something that you think you can look back at too, like how life was before and now.
So something that leaves a trail of progress. So you said to make things better, having conversations and or interviews about those things. Um, in hopes of making things better going forward. Is that what I'm understanding?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, cool. Well, we got a game plan. We got a blueprint. We got a blueprint. Um, and we got a plan. And, this is where we start trying to make things happen. And this is where you guys are challenged with having conversations with your peers. And this is where I want y'all, if y'all think of something like, hey, Miss English, Miss Walker, Miss E, Ma, whatever, you want to hear something, you want to talk about something, you let me know. I'm going to always do what I can. I'm going to always try to connect some dots. I'm going to always try to make things happen the best way possible. And see, now we know as adults, whoever watches this, whatever parent watches this, whatever preacher, teacher, social worker, principal, whoever watches this, they gonna know what y'all want. Why? Because y'all said it. Y'all gave some truth. Y'all put us in a position to say, hey, y'all need to step up in this way. And we should take that to heart so we can make things happen for you guys. And that's what we're gonna try to do. We're gonna try to make some things happen, however that looks. And I guess as we wrap up again, I do want to take a moment to shout out one of my favorite partner businesses, Drinks with Jada, because, as adults, sometimes we do need to break away some time. And if you ever are in the town of Thomaston, you be sure you connect with Drinks with Jada to make sure you get your free moment in, okay? Your free moment. Mind my words. But in the meantime,
when you said free, I was like, hold on, okay.
Not free. No. Free moment. A parental free moment. Like a kid free moment for the parents now. Everything good comes with a cost, and best believe it is an investment worth investing. But other than that, again, thank you to Landon. Thank you to Caleb. Thank you to Jordan for hopping on the Off the Clock podcast and giving us a perspective of small town life. I am English Simone here in T-Town, Thomaston, Georgia, and I feel like an original LP native. And this is us signing off. And be sure to check us out every Sunday, 2 p.m. on YouTube. And again, if you have any thoughts that you want to pass along, if you want to be a guest, there are topics you want to hit, make sure you visit me at www.englishsimone.info, or you can email me directly at contact@englishsimone.info. But in the meantime, you all be well, and we'll see you next time.
All right. Bye.